Alright guys, I'm back with another update on the recovery process for my Achilles tendinitis on both feet. I took this video of my physical therapy routine at about 9 weeks post-op. I had the boot off for about 2 weeks at this point, and I'm currently at 12 weeks post-op. My routine looks practically the same right now as it did when I took this video. I definitely think I'm starting to see a little bit of progress in the pain management on the left side and definitely feeling stronger on my right side. They're both definitely still in pain, but I definitely think they're getting better nonetheless. I think this is just going to be a super slow recovery in general. I just think this injury is just something that you got to take your time with. Can't rush it. But no super crazy exercises or anything. Just very simple, normal weight bearing things. Nothing high impact or jumping or anything like that yet. I think I'm still a little bit out from starting to load it too much. I figured to fill up the space talking in the rest of this little time lapse, I could talk about how I initially got injured and how it's turned into this multiple year ordeal. So originally, I rolled my left ankle pretty bad in April of 23. I was actually at a contest just waiting around for the contest to start, and there was a basketball court right next to the park. And I got a few of my homies together, and we went over there just to shoot around a little bit, and we ended up playing a 2-on-2 game. And in the middle of playing that game, I don't know what I was going to the paint for. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but I was going down to the paint and I just straight up folded my left ankle. I don't know what happened. Just folded. I felt it pop, and I knew it was bad from there. I just had to hobble back to the car, and that was it for that night. That initial ankle roll took about a month before I came back to skateboarding. And then as soon as I came back within the next couple of sessions, I rolled it again. And then I did it again playing basketball. And then I decided from then on, like, I was good on basketball. I ain't touching it anymore. I will not get on a basketball court and play basketball again. And then I did it again skating. And so I finally decided I would go and see a doctor. The doctor did not want to go get an MRI done or anything like that. He insisted that physical therapy would be enough and that I should at least try it first. So I was willing to try it. I did the physical therapy for a few months, and when I came back to skating, I was in a brace and all, and I was continuing to do my workouts. But the moment I took my brace off and finally was trying to get my ankle used to skating without the brace again, as soon as I did it, within the next couple of sessions, I rolled my ankle again. And what sucks so bad about that time is I was in Dallas and I was supposed to be competing with the Money Ruins Everything team in a Red Bull competition. And I rolled it the night that we got there, the night before we were supposed to be competing. Went back to the doctor after that. He still did not think it was necessary to go get imaging done for my ankle, and he insisted I just continue with my physical therapy, embracing. So I'd done that, and then same thing happened again. So after that roll, I decided I would go and get a second opinion because this guy clearly wasn't wanting to hear me out. At this point, it had been about a year since the initial roll and just in and out of skating and just taking breaks all the time because I kept on re-injuring myself. That's probably my fault, and I probably didn't take proper care of it the first couple times, and that just kind of ruined it from there. But once I went to go see the second doctor, we got an MRI done, then found out that my ATFL in my ankle, my left ankle, was completely torn, and then I also had bone spurs in my ankle from rolling it so many times. And of course, they ended up suggesting that I get surgery done to get all the bone spurs removed and to reattach and tighten my ligament. And at this point, I'm willing to do whatever to get back on my board and comfortable. So I went ahead with that. So from about May, June-ish to early October, I was in recovery from that surgery, doing my PT and everything and all. And finally started to get on my board and start to get to working my way back up on my board early October. And slowly but surely, I was getting back to skating like I used to, but the entire time that I'm doing all of this, there was still this stiffness and pain that was lingering in the front of my ankle. And I was just going in and out of the doctor's office this entire time until they wanted to finally get an x-ray and an MRI on it to find that this basically what was a fracture in my ankle that seemed to have knew about before they went in to my first surgery. That basically it didn't heal like they had expected it to without doing anything to it while they were in there. So it ended up not healing ever, and then that's when I ended up having to get a second surgery on the same ankle so they could basically inject fake bone into that bone to help it and get it to heal itself. And I went down for that surgery this year in January. And after this surgery, I never returned to skateboarding. The stiffness and pain were starting to subside in my left ankle, but as soon as that happened, I guess my right foot got tired of carrying the load of my left foot being injured, and then Achilles tendinitis came along. The root cause ended up being the Haglunds deformity on the back of my heel, but it only got irritated after doing so much heavy lifting. With that starting up, it ended up putting a halt on doing my physical therapy for my left foot, and then my left Achilles also started to form tendinitis, but it was not to the extent of the right one. And then it seemed after months of focusing on my right foot in physical therapy, absolutely nothing was seeming to make any difference in how it felt. So after looking into my options for my Haglunds deformity and my Achilles tendonitis, I decided that getting it removed was just going to be my best option. So I decided to get that done, and this is where we're at now. Anyways, I'm done yapping, and thank you for watching this video, and I hope y'all tune into the next one.